Alright, brew day. Today we're doing the Blazing Bagpipe Smoked Scottish. This is the SJPorr challenge. Got my banjo burner connected, ready to go. And I am heating up the strike water for my all grain. Here's my mash tun. As you can see, it's about a, what is this, a 48 quart capacity mash tun. Heating up 5.75 gallons of strike water. And then we will go into the mash with our grains, which I have mixed here. 15.5 pounds of total grain. Got the 2-row, the caramel, special B, wheat, and the cherrywood smoked malt. And this is the first step. Eating a little dinner here. And I'll come back when we are starting the mash. Alright, we are now in the mash. I've got all the grains in here soaking, and it's 6:50, so we are about 20 minutes into the mash. I've got another 1.75 gallons of water here that I'm going to heat up to boiling for the mash out. I would open this to show you, but don't want to take any of the heat out, so when I'm draining this, I'll open it up and show you, but this is where I'm at now. Alright, now we are draining our first runnings. As you can see, got about less than 3 gallons in there, and I already put a gallon in here because that bucket's not big enough to hold 7. And this is what the mash looks like. And heating up some sparge water, so that's all I'm doing right now. I'll come back in a sec. Alright, so we're measuring the first runnings here, and it looks like I'm getting about you can't really see it in the camera, but 0.66 maybe. And I'm finishing sparging. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm just using a colander, kind of simulate a fly sparge. If you want to look down in here, see how it works. You can see how the water through the colander is kind of spreading to the grains. I tried this last brew and it gave me a lot better efficiency, so I'm doing it again. But this is the last part of the sparge here. We got about, I don't know, almost 6 gallons in the bucket down there. And another gallon in the brew kettle, so we have 7 gallons pre-boil. So I'll boil that down and hopefully get close to a gravity of what I want, which is like 7.5, 0.75. So yeah, if you look down here, we got about almost 6 gallons, so we're almost there. So cheers. All right, and here is our final initial product. This is the before boil. Great color for a Scottish. I like it. I mean, in this little thin tube, it's like a really nice amber color, but when it's gonna be in a pint glass, a thicker glass, it'll be a nice dark, dark red color. About to measure the initial gravity before the boil. I gotta cool this down, so I will come back to that and tell you later. And here we are, 7.5 gallons. Kind of aerated it a little bit when I was pouring, but that's fine. You can't really see it, but mostly foam. 7.5 gallons pre-boil. Going to put it on the burner now. Be back in a little bit.
You look great, and yes, she does, right? You know, when I see you performing up there, I hear this amazing voice coming out. There's no doubt.
All right.
About that. And you have a lot of character.
It's nighttime. Just the way I like it. Alright, so let's see what we got going here. So we're starting to boil. It's heating up. Looks like it's getting close. This is the most I've ever put into this kettle, so I'm gonna have to watch this for boil overs. The original sample's still chilling in the fridge, so I don't know the OG yet, but I'll let you know. If you don't have a banjo burner, get one of these suckers. Look at that. Look at that. Beauty. Alright, so I'll come back. I probably won't be able to film when I first put the hops in because I'll have to watch for boilovers, but as soon as I put the hops in and the hop break occurs and it's safe, I'll film some more. So I'll see you guys in a minute.
I'm just a little confused here. I mean, you know, let's see. We do Fall In, Alicia Keys, then we do a country song, then we now do Whitney Houston. I'm just not sure you're sure who you are. In fact, it's telling me you're not sure at all. So I think you got to find that out and find out what are the songs you're going to be able to perform best, because the vocals were okay, some of the releases were not quite on, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a great performance. So I'm just confused with you. That's my biggest problem. All right.
All right, and we are safe, I think, in the boil. We got a good boil going. Still don't have that initial gravity for you. Keep forgetting. The freezer cut off, so it's taking a while for it to cool down. But yeah, look at that nice rolling boil. I've added the only hop addition that's going in here already, and the hot break has already occurred. So boil over shouldn't happen, but you never know. So 1 ounce of Northern Brewer hops is what I added. They're in there now, and the rest is history. So I'm gonna boil this down. This is at 7.5 gallons. 7.5 gallons initially, and we're gonna boil it down to, depending on what my initial gravity is, either 5 or 5.5. I was using Beersmith a minute ago, and it said if I got an initial gravity of 1.058 and then I boiled it down to 5, it would put it up at like something ridiculous. It was like 9.4, which is way too high for this. So if that's the case, then I'm gonna do 5.5 gallons. But let me go check that in the freezer, and I'll be right back. Alright, well, and we have measured the initial gravity, and it looks like it's coming out at, I don't know if you can read that, probably not, 1.055, which is pretty good. That fly sparging, I'm telling you, that's the way to go. I've only done that twice now. I got that from Joe on Terpsichorean Kid, I don't know how you say it, Terpsichorean Kid, I guess. Joe's channel, check it out. He uses a colander to fly sparge like that, and I decided, what the hell, try it out. And it seems to be working because I'm getting 1.055, which is a really good. Beersmith predicts. Let's go check it out actually. Whoa. All right, so let's see, 1.055, starting with 7.5 gallons. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm not prepared for this. Here we go. If I boil it down to 5 gallons, which is what I originally wanted, I would get a specific gravity of 1.082, and so that's Beersmith predicted 1.082. Beersmith predicted 1.078 on 75 or 70% efficiency. So it'd be right around 75% efficiency. So that's really good for a big beer like this with almost 16 pounds of grains. It's hard to get high efficiency on those. So anyways, I don't need a beer that is 1.082. I think that's a little much for this Scottish. I don't want it to be that high. So I am just going to make 5.5 gallons instead. And Beersmith says 1.076. And the guesstimator here says 1.075, so right on, about 75% efficiency. So according to this, it should be right around 1.075. with 5.5 gallons. So we will see if those predictions are correct or not once it's done. But that's what Beersmith's giving me, and that's a solid Scottish. That's going to be like a wee heavy or something. So around like 7.6% alcohol. All right. Well, anyways, I'll be back. I guess the next step will be, cooling the wort down. So I'll be back for that. Cheers. Alright guys, last phase, I boiled it down to around what I believe is 5.5 gallons. I ended up using 4.4 pounds of propane to do that. So I don't know if that's the most economical way to go or not. Well, I'll have to think about that. But right now I am cooling with the wort chiller. As you can see, some of the protein gunk has come climbing to the top. The hop stuff, and I'm cleaning out the mash tun, all the spent grains. So yeah, got the yeast over here activating. It's bulging a little bit, and yeah, whenever we're ready to pitch the yeast, I'll bring the camera back, but for now it's cleaning out the mash tun and cooling down the wort. Cheers. And here we are, final stages. I've emptied the boil kettle into my fermenter, got it nice and aerated. We ended up hitting right around 5.5 gallons as best as I can tell. It's hard to kind of judge on these buckets because this bucket only goes to 5, so you have to guesstimate, but beer is just slightly above this little ridge, just not even a hair above that little ridge. And the way these divisions look, they're pretty big, 1 gallon, so I'm guessing 5 to 6 gallons would be, 6 gallons would be this top ridge right here, probably 6, or no, sorry, this one right here, the second one, that's probably 6, yeah. So yeah, I'm estimating right at 5.5, maybe just a hair more. And here's the beautiful color, it's looking great. And we are measuring 1.073, which is banging, because that's according to Beersmith, that's about 73% efficiency, which is outstanding for a big beer like this. 15.5 pounds of grain. It's really hard to get efficiency above like 70. So I'm very happy with this. This one's looking good. SJ, I just want to say thank you for putting this on. This is fun. Hopefully we get a good beer out of this, and I'm looking forward to tasting it. I know you guys are looking forward to tasting it, and I'm looking forward to tasting everyone else's that they brewed, and kind of figure out the experiment here, see what these different flavors, different malts add to the base. So I don't know, man. This was a long day, but it's well worth it. So all I gotta do now, I'm gonna pitch the yeast, and then I'm going to clean up. So you need to Swiffer this floor because it is sticky. That's the one thing I haven't gotten down yet, is clean brewing. I haven't quite figured out how to brew clean yet. So I get, shit all over the floor and all over the place, and it takes like another 10 minutes just to clean the damn kitchen up, maybe more. So I already took the trash out, all the grain, all the hard work's done. So this is my day, and I'm gonna throw this in the closet, and I'll hopefully have an update tomorrow and see. Hopefully it'll be fermenting in the morning when I wake up. So I'll let you know if that's the case. I'll add it to this video. Alright guys, I'm looking forward to trying everyone's beers, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, here we are. This is the Scottish Ale. The lag time was a little slow on this, but it's fermenting good now, so as you can see. Lag time was like, I don't know, like 20 hours or something, but that had to do with probably the fact that I didn't let the Y yeast pack activate for very long. So anyways, this is the end. This is the Scottish, smoked Scottish, and should be ready in 1 week for the primary, and then 2 weeks for the secondary. So anyways, had a pretty rough night last night. Yesterday was St. Patty's Day, as you know, And yeah, had some people over. Some homebrew, some Guinness, some other brew. Food everywhere. Yeah, I'm not feeling too hot. Ate too much of that. Looks gross now, but it was really good. That was some nacho cheese dip. And then some Guinness cake got destroyed. And all those cupcakes pretty much got destroyed too. Alright, well anyways. I guess I'll film, the next time I'll film is when I'm doing secondary. I'll put that on a different video. So, cheers guys.